Howdy, partner. Welcome to the MetLife Stadium. Welcome to the MetLife Stadium. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the MetLife Stadium. Welcome to the MetLife Stadium. You know what I'm saying? That's a joke. And what I'm trying to say is, welcome to the MetLife Stadium. Because obviously, that's where Chelsea play today. Massive game, semi-final, Fluminense and all that good stuff. By the way, I am seeing a stinky one bar. So let me go check this out on my YouTube. By the way, if I'm not lagging, I hope everyone's good. I hope everyone's in the building. I hope you're subscribing. I hope you're hitting the like button. I hope you're enjoying the content. I hope you're enjoying the consistency. We're in a good run. Oh, right there. Good stuff. Let's make sure. Big up Leo. I hope I'm not lagging out. Let's make sure we're not lagging out here because makes the stream is nice and crisp. It's a little bit buffery, so I might have to change the Wi-Fi real quick to make sure that we get a clean connection. So if I lag out for a second, bear with me. Yeah, it's a little bit laggy, innit? Yeah. I'm making sure, innit? I'm not trying to have this thing moving, man. It's a big game to preview, so I'm not trying to have it slow. Do you get me? I'm not trying to have this slow. But I think I should be back a little bit. Damn, frozen my wife. Yeah, 100%. Yo, it's a little bit laggy, man said. That's too funny, fam. Be up with Pappy as well. Be up everybody in the building. Nick posted on X that he will fight for his place. What? Hey, Prime, send me that now, bro. I need to see that. What is he doing? Bro, focus on the pitch, man. Why are you doing that? Why is he doing that? Quick question, chat. Who has done that? Who does that? Like, who likes when players do that? I know I'm legging it out. I'm trying to get the Wi-Fi back. Who likes when players do that where they start going on X? I'm seeing Fofana say, "Oh, I love the club. I'm not leaving." No one cares. Just play a game. Just be fit. How about that? Just be fit. What's stopping you from being fit and just playing normal matches? Why are you doing this whole hoo-ha thing like we care? Like, don't do that. Do you man get annoyed about that as well, or is it just me? Because when the players, oh, I'm gonna fight for my position. I'm like, bro, just stay fit, put your head down, and keep it moving. Chat, let me tell you this, right? This is anecdotally from me. Did you lot care when I wasn't streaming anymore for 2-3 months? Like, for example, my TikTok was doing decent. I was going live, posting videos on football, right? But then I stopped. If I come back and go, "Oh, guys, I just stopped," are you guys going to do that to me? "Oh, yeah, Ches, that's pattern. Yeah, whatever." You're going to be like, "Bro, fix up, man. Just stream. Just stream. Just get on with it. Like you got to be manly. You know what I'm saying? Masculine. You know what I'm saying? It's mad. Fofana and Jackson, I'm going to fight for my place. Do you know what would help, Jackson? Firstly, don't get red cards. Do you know what would help Fofana? Try and play 3 games in a row, you melon. I know you watch me. I know you man watch my content. And by the way, I like you two. But the 2 injury-prone bums, and the one got injury-prone bum, sorry, and that Jackson guy who's fighting over penalties against Sheffield and that. Let's read the room a bit. Stop this talking online and just do your performances. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just jarring, bro. It's a little bit jarring, I'm not gonna lie to you. Just a little bit. I'm young, innit? Like, I'm mid-20s. Like, I'm not back in my day. None of that rubbish, yeah? But at the same time, it's like, stop posting crap. Listen, I've been streaming in a row now for a month, 2 months. I think I've streamed like 90% of the weeks. So say out of 90 days, I would have streamed 80, right? If I stop streaming tomorrow, all of you are gonna go to me, oh, pamper me down and go, Ches, I know life's difficult, but you know, yeah. No, I just didn't stream, so you just don't get the plaudits. That's it. So Fafana and Jackson talking too much, bro, just start working, bro. Just start working. Just don't be injured, please. So jarring, man. And the thing is, I like these guys. Don't get twisted. I'm onto them now because they're moving loose. But I like them. I actually do like them as players. But all this sympathy stuff, it's just jarring me. Let's see who's in the building. Says, praying Sanchez doesn't do a clown act? Of course. I want to make the final. You see it here. Club champion, sad timer. Chelsea are 2 games away from lifting the trophy. Don't get twisted. Of course, everyone smash the like button. I put a poll up. Let's see who's a snake. Let's see who's a snake. Everyone said, hell yes. No, I don't support. Good. Let's make sure to smash the like button. And mods, you're all great guys, because I can tell. Whether you're not, is what it is. But can we push the subs? Because we're quite close to even 1.8. You know? Be up Godfrey, he's a real G. Be up Mo. Michael said Joao Pedro should start this so Maresca can see what his strengths and weaknesses compared to Lappin Jackson. That's a great point, Stephen. Also, we've got Robert and couch critic Dennis, as you might know him, jumping on the channel in literally 6 minutes' time. So they will be here ready to talk with you guys about tomorrow's game. For those who don't know, Chelsea versus Fluminense semi-final of the Club World Cup will be today in the UK in 4 hours' time. I think in USA it's going to be 12 p.m. So midday, but for everyone in England, it's 8 p.m. So make sure if you're rivals, if you're watching as rival or watching as Chelsea fans, you make sure you're free 8 p.m. It's going to be a fantastic game. I'm very, very nervous. And the thing is, yeah, by the way, this is what I love doing timestamps to make sure you guys enjoy the content, but this is like a free roam discussion. But here's the thing. I'm nervous. I was nervous for the Conference League because imagine we lost it. It wasn't even that we're going to win, I'm happy and nervous. It was more the losing. It's like the Champions League final. You know, all finals are like that. It's not even the idea that you will lose, I'm nervous. It's the idea that finals aren't easy to win and they don't happen often. Something from my teeth, chat. I think it's blueberry. That's what I'm saying. But anyway. As I was saying, yeah, it's the fact that finals, if you lose them, they come around. You don't know when the next final is going to be. So I don't like losing finals because the FA Cup, for example, we haven't been to a Carabao Cup final since then. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you've got to win the finals are in. Obviously, final, you lose that's banter. You might not be in it. So now all it says is you've lost it. Same with today. The Club World Cup, I think it is a major. I had a discussion on another channel. I was like, oh, major or not? I wasn't too sure. But I personally do think it's a major because of the major clubs in it and because of the gravitas, the money, the reach. So in that regard, losing the final stinks, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be like, oh, if I lose the final, oh, Champions League feeling. But I'm also not gonna do I don't care. I'll be like, yeah, we lost. We should have done better. That's what I'll say. I'm not gonna brush it over, you know. Palmer might carry. What do you mean, doctor? I'm confused. But hey, be up Chelsea sessions, man. Be at CAA on my way to see the mighty Chelsea. Get in there, mate. You need to get in there, bro. Then I feel attacked. Made me feel like I'm an old man. I think this guy said mid-20s, which is mad because Ollie, you know what the craziest thing is? Everyone in the chat, there's a few people on my channel who are like, it's like 1%, 2% who are over 50s. They're probably looking at me like young, and then I've got people who are 10 years old, 15 years old who think I'm old. It stinks. Life is a cyclical narrative. That's why I said to people on a random tangent, I was literally a guy who lives in East London who knows I've got a good personality and back myself, okay, whatever, all that good stuff, who said, why can't I stream myself? Why do I have to do other people's channels? I can do my own as well. Now I've got 50 people in this chat listening to me waffle. So everyone in this chat, if you want to do something, if you want to become a ballet dancer, I will side-eye you, but do it. If you want to become a football coach, listen, do it. If you want to travel to Botswana and Vietnam and back, do it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Do what makes people have pay. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to people. Jackson might be better up front, a gal saying. Listen, we're gonna speak on it. We're gonna speak on it because it's gonna be very interesting to see what everyone's opinions are when we talk about the subject. Joao Pedro, Jackson, we're gonna speak about with Den and Rob coming to the grid. We're gonna speak about how big is this game really? A lot of people are like, oh, it's not that big, or it is a big competition. I've heard even a gal say he thinks it's big because of the money. Some people think it's big because of the clubs in it. That's my opinion anyway. Some people think it's big because it's a trophy. It's a major trophy. It's every 4 years, so it's exclusivity to it. You know what I'm saying? Man said I always wanted to be a kingpin, but I'm gonna do it now. Man, that's what it's all about, man. Do you know what they say? You know what girls say when they or girlies say in their groups? You do you, babe. You know that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Petrovic to Bournemouth. I've seen that lurking. Wait, what is that? Is that breaking news? Petrovic to Bournemouth. Is that something I should put on the screen? Chat, I know you man are a bit behind you. Is that breaking news I should be speaking about? Hey, listen. Rob and Den will be joining now. So you guys smash that sub button as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure you man are enjoying. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you man are subbing and enjoying the content. I know a lot of you do, but some of you don't as well. Only one sub more. Come on, people. I saw it floating, but waiting for the big guys to post. Oh, is it? Let me try and find this then. Did Ben Jacobs post it? So sorry, can someone send me the siren and like some information? Prime's good at that. Where did you guys see this this news about? Before we move on to the topics, if we move into the topics, can you guys find that for me? Because I want to see what you man are saying in terms of that. I want to see what you lot are saying. Be up Couch in the background, he's waiting. But guys, can we give me that news on Petrovic? I'm gonna unsub for the banter. Vince posted it. Oh, that's what Ryan's saying. Okay, thanks Ryan for information. Cool. Be up Couch in the building, man. Welcome to the MetLife Stadium, man. Welcome to the
MetLife Stadium. You know what? I can't do a British accent, so I would refrain from you doing an American accent. You know, we're kind of like
what do you mean?
We're competing for like the
same language. I'm allowed to do you. You're allowed to do me.
Of course.
Hey guys, what kind of gatekeeping is that?
I'm just saying, man. It doesn't sound good, man. Like if I try to do the British accent, it doesn't sound good. That's just allow
Welcome
it.
to MetLife Stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know that's funny as well. Be up Couch every single time, man.
Yeah, man.
You telling me?
Big up, man.
Oh shoot! I need to do something actually. Put your sub in the description below. But Couch, talk to me about. We're gonna wait for Rob to come to have a good debate on Pedro.
Yeah. You know I love talking to Rob, man, because me and him just go at it, man. But
that's why
he's a knowledgeable.
I want you to speak on it.
I love hearing him talk because he doesn't really try to argue with you. He just kind of presents his point, and then if you like, it's easy banter going back and forth with that dude.
No, literally, you two are very similar in that regard. Where you guys are funny and your banter, but it's very you can make your point across very well. So it's not like you can get lost in the banter. You know, your accent is awful.
You see, that's what I'm saying,
Hey,
man.
man.
You see what I'm
Well,
saying?
I'm not laughing. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Right,
my proper American accent. My normal one's different, but you know what I
right,
mean? You know what I'm saying?
right.
But on a separate note, yeah, because we'll speak about the game in a minute. How are
Mm.
you feeling about like the sales? Are you nervous about that?
Am I nervous about the sales?
Yeah.
Give me some more context. Like, what do you mean?
So to be specific,
Mm.
are you worried that we are going to have to sell a lot of players in a short space of time? Because
No.
people forget the transfer window ends in like just under 8 weeks. Like it's not
Hmm.
that long left.
Hmm.
So do you feel like if we did get rid of Anoni and we brought in a Kudus, for example, there is
I don't
still a
think
long
it's
list of players we
ridiculous.
need to get rid of? You're not worried about
First
how
of
many
all,
people we get rid of and the
no.
price?
First of all, I don't think we're going to be doing a lot of business until we get players off the books. Because first of all, that PSR, not the PSR thing, but the FFP rules will restrict us from bringing in any more players before we sell. Right? Like we're not going to be able to register them for the Champions League. Right? So you're not going to bring in a player for
Yeah, I
like
saw that. Yeah.
65 million pound and then not register them for the Champions League. And even as it is right now, I think that we're pretty close to the the limit in terms of players that are not homegrown, right? Like we're
Yep.
probably there, if not
Mhm.
over it, right? So I think that what we're going to see right now is outgoings first, and if there's anything incoming, it's basically going to be matched with outgoings. It has to, right? Like we're not going to be able to. If we're going to bring in a Ekatike or something like that, you're going to have to see like 80 million go out the door to match it, right? So
Wow, that's a
like,
lot.
it's going to be very difficult to do that, right? Very difficult to do that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like this Rogers to Chelsea, all this other stuff.
Mhm.
I can't get behind it until I see players leave, right? I know that we're going to see probably Nkuku, Vega, like they're listed here, Desasi, all these players that are noted there by CFC Ed. That's probably the most notable players that are probably going to leave the club, the ones that we've been linked with closely. But there's no certainty on any of those really. Maybe Petrovic right now. Noni seems pretty likely, but everyone else, I don't know. We're going to have to see.
No, 100. I agree with you 100%. I don't think Chelsea are going to be, get too excited and sign Kudus and Fofana or Garnacho. Dare I say? I know Rob loves him, um, and then do all the outgoings after. I think at this point now, Chelsea wanted Joao Pedro, they got him. They wanted Delap, they got him.
Mm,
They wanted Gittins, they got him. I think now, because we've got the left winger, we've got the versatile forward we wanted, and we've got the striker we wanted. Those positions we needed, by the way, not just wanted. We didn't actually have a striker or a left winger
right,
or a forward who could play. So now they're done. We did have Nkuku where he's set to leave. I think now they're going to focus on a few sales. But what I disagree with, which we had a debate on yesterday, which you wasn't here for,
right.
another street, people saying Chelsea need to sell for money. It's not because of the money, in terms of we don't have any money to buy players. It's
No,
more it's more the book, it's more the squad size, it's more the players who will need to leave anyway. And the pure fact you can't keep bringing in players and the squad keeps getting bigger and inflates. And
right.
then you end up bringing players for cheap because clubs know you're desperate, etc. So it's kind of business strategy in a way, isn't it?
It's kind of like register. You got to register the players, right? Like you can't register more than 25 players, and of that 25, I think 18 or 7 have to be homegrown or something like that, right? So 18 are the ones that are basically international players. And oddly enough, I didn't even like. I was mystified that the fact that Noni didn't count as homegrown because he went and played at in the Dutch league. I'm like, how could he get
Yeah,
more
I heard
homegrown than
it doesn't
English?
count. It doesn't count.
You know what I mean? Like, how could he get more homegrown than English? Like born and
Bro,
bred. Anyway, it's association
I
trained
think he
apparently.
went there
So
really young. I think he went there in teens.
irrespective of that, the man's
Yeah.
passport is UK. The guy he plays for the national team. Like it
Mm-hmm.
makes no sense to me. But anyway, that's what it is. So, seeing him leave only really helps us in terms of like getting more players registered that are not association trained, right? So yeah, I think it has more to do with just registration of players than it does about funds. Like we have to be able to register these guys, and we have shit ton of players that need to go before
Yeah.
that happens. So we'll see. But with that said, I want to ask you, like, are you happy?
Mhm.
Like, how do you feel? Like, where's your level of confidence going into the season based on the players that we have right now at this
Good
moment?
question, man. It's a good question. Remember what I said? Remember what I said to you and Rob? I quote tweeted.
Mm,
Was last night or the night before? I mentioned it yesterday
yeah.
stream, but Rob responded. But now you're here, I can speak to you both. I still have reservations regarding how can I phrase this? The clutch nature and the clinical nature of the squad. I don't have a problem with the defense structure anymore. Maybe individuals need to improve. I think we're still in the right centre backs, so if we're still in the goalkeeper.
Mm,
But I still have an issue with if we played Arsenal tomorrow, who am I looking at to score me a goal? I don't think I have a problem with my midfield being solid or creating opportunities. I don't think I have a problem with my defense having a good game. For example, the Arsenal game we played the other month, where we had a fractured team, a lot of injuries, we still were solid enough to get away with a 0-0 draw. And we conceded a stupid goal at the end with a header of Marino. It was a stupid goal to concede.
yeah.
And we lose the game. Barely created any chances, by the way. So I know I said I'm
True.
not bad, not worried about that, but even that game was poor. Now with Joao Pedro coming in, you've got Enzo stepping up to form, you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Esteval coming in, you've got Pedro, you've got Gittins. Chance creation, I don't think be an issue. I still reserve the confidence in the clinical nature of my team getting over the line in big games, especially. I think that I laughed at Arsenal fans when they kept on saying, we haven't lost against a big six team. Now, that's not relevant if you lose against Burnley and Newcastle. Respect to
Hmm.
Newcastle, they're a good team. But where it is relevant is those big games are different because they have a certain mentality you need and a certain edge you need to win because they're teams with the same money as you and a similar level to you. Whereas when
Hmm.
you're facing a lower team, it's a different mentality you need to have to win those games.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that yet. Now, this tournament's going to tell me a lot. If we beat
Really
Fluminense today, we beat Real Madrid or PSG.
interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
No. I think that's interesting that you're
Yeah.
using this tournament to evaluate whether or not we're clutch enough. Because
I
I
wouldn't. No,
mean,
I wouldn't use the tournament only. I'm saying
okay,
it's a
but you're
good
using it
indicator.
as an evaluation, though. Yeah.
As the indicator. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I disagree with this, by the way. He's saying the opposite. I don't think we won't see anything. This does show us a lot about our team because you just played 38 games in the Premier League, X amount of games
Yeah.
in the Conference League. Now you're having the middle of summer. Your friends are all on holiday. Your family's chilling in the summer, and you're out here slogging in the USA, and you compete and win it. That's not a small deal.
No, but again, like I think that the squad on a whole, we're not going to see a lot of the players that I'm pretty sure Gittins is not going to play at all in the Club World Cup. He's going to add something to this team. There's players like, well, even Esteval. I mean, I don't want to highlight those guys specifically, but like, I don't think that we have the full picture of what we have yet. You know what I mean? In terms of squad. Delap's not even playing today. You know what I mean? There's just so many things, right? That we
That's a
haven't.
great rebuttal. I understand. I know what
Yeah.
you're saying. We haven't seen it yet, so I'm not supposed to say it's not
Yeah.
going to be clinical. But you know what it is? It's just based off. Ben's been he's seen a lot more than me, not in a respectful way, just life. It's just more anecdotal
Mm,
life experience. Seeing is
mhm.
believing sometimes.
Absolutely.
Like,
And like I think that what we've done is we've assembled a lot of like, potential and not a lot of like out and out quality. Like Chelsea of old, we're just buying the finished article every time. And this model, which I prefer to be honest, where they're trying to uncover, you know, diamonds in the rough, maybe not names that are household, and trying to like make players that make their name at Chelsea rather than players that come to Chelsea as a name. I prefer that, to be honest. I want Chelsea to be the team that they come to and make their name at. So that's the difference, right? And we've kind of all been like raised on this Chelsea side that has basically just bought big names all the time. Big name, big name, big name. Like, wow, look at this squad. Oh my God, they got like Anelka, Drogba, like, all these names that were household names before. Well, maybe not Drogba, but like household names before they came to Chelsea, right? And this change now is about like bringing in players that are still on the cusp of reaching their full potential and still have a lot to prove in the game, but they've come here with the intention to make their name at Chelsea.
Mhm.
Joao Pedro, I think, is going to be a very, very important signing for us. I know Robert shares the same opinion. Like, I think that he's going to be a very, very important signing for us. I don't think
Yeah,
that he was
yeah, yeah,
signed
100%.
specifically.
Obviously,
Yeah,
yeah, no. You and Robert are very balanced, and it makes a big difference when you've seen you guys were old enough to see Chelsea, back when they weren't that good, and
yeah,
then
dude.
gradually improve. And I've been old enough, luckily for me, thanks to God, to see the club like go up and down and fluctuate a bit in terms of success, temp to first, to back to back, to doubles, Champions Leagues, plural. So I understand what you mean in terms of I haven't seen it yet, and these players you brought in will make a difference. And because I haven't seen it, I'm reserving the judgment, which I think is also fair. Because I haven't
Mhm.
seen it, I'm not going to sit here and go, it's going to make a big difference. We're definitely going to win a domestic double now, or we're definitely going to compete. I'll need to see it. It's PTSD. I will admit that, yeah, because at the same time, I just hope the signings are enough. Because last season, I didn't think the signings were great, but I did still think they had more of an impact. Now, I can't really say hand on heart. A lot of the signings we made last season made much of an impact. That's not to say
Yeah,
Joao
but there's
Pedro
so many
won't work.
different factors. Yeah, because you're right
Yeah,
about the signings that we made last year. I don't think were floor raisers. If that's probably a thing to use right now. Like I do like what Pedro Neto is going to bring to the squad. I think that he's an interesting player. He was always going to be a player that was going to we're going to need time. He's never really been at a club like Chelsea where you have to perform week in, week out. I mean, there's no days off at Chelsea. Where when he was at Wolves, like injury prone, and then also he didn't need to be at his best every week because at Wolves you're not expected to win all the time, right? So that is the mentality change that players that come to Chelsea have to adapt to. You have to learn that very quickly that when you come to a squad like Chelsea, you're going to have to perform immediately, and you're going to have to, be ready to win week in, week out. So I think that he's made that adjustment now. In particular, Pedro Neto, I think, made that adjustment. I think that he's going to have a big season for us. Maybe not scoring a million goals or anything like that, but certainly being a key cog in what we're setting up here at Chelsea. Now, with the players that we brought in now, Gittins, obviously Delap, all these other cats, I think that those guys are going to have to learn that exact same lesson. Where when you come to Chelsea, it's not about like 1 week here, 1 week there. You're gonna have to hit the ground running, and you're gonna have to be able to perform week in, week out. And that to me is an adjustment. Like not everyone adjusts to that so quickly, right? Especially when you're coming from smaller teams. Obviously, Dortmund not being a smaller team, so I can understand. Gittins might already have that in his makeup where he understands that like every week you have to win. But coming from Ipswich, Joao Pedro coming from Brighton, even though Brighton had a decent, they've had a decent run last little while. It's a jump up when you go from Brighton to Chelsea. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see where he fits. But I think that guys like that come to Chelsea knowing that like what they have to make a name for themselves, they have to prove themselves week in, week out. It's not like you step into this team and then you're automatically a household name. I remember when Willian used to say things like, yeah, Chelsea training sessions used to be like you have to kill a lion, it feels like, to get into the starting 11. You literally have to slay a lion to get into the starting 11 because the level of competition is so high. That's what I want to see return to Chelsea. This idea that like nobody's given the shirt. You have to earn the right to play for Chelsea. And let's hope that like the players that we brought in can give us a level of competition in training sessions that raise the level naturally rather than having to look for the market to elevate what this squad is, because we're going to get internal growth too. Don't get it twisted. Like guys like
yeah, of
Palmer are going to
course.
get better.
Yeah,
He's reaching his prime now. All these guys that we've already signed that were younger players are now maturing and have been here at the club for a couple of years now, 2-3 years. They know what the expectations are. So there's going to be internal growth as well as a competition, like competing for spots there's going to be a level there. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah, over time, Rob joins. It's hard to disagree with that, man. I never disagreed with that. It's just I'm probably more on the PTSD and how it's not even PTSD because they haven't come in and failed and then restarted. It's more they've come in, changed the whole script, and there's like the beginning, and now we're seeing how it's going to turn out because we don't know the outcome yet. I mean, I know David is very reasonable, and he's always said, "I'm willing to see it out." Is his line. He said he's willing to see it out because this project wasn't meant to be for 2-3 years. As much as the fans, a lot of them online can't handle that. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So if you like it or not, the old model won't be coming back. And if people do think it's going to come back, well, then you're kind of just being deliberately obtuse because this is how it's going to go. And like you said, I agree.
I think that we're into. I think we like, star quality, but I just don't think that we're in a position to bring them in right now. Just given the FFP rules and all that other stuff, like I don't think that we would have a problem with paying 80, 90 million for a player. It's just given our current circumstance, we can't do that. We just can't do that, right? Like outgoings have to incomings have to equal outgoings, and that's a hard thing to do given like the Sterlings and all that. Like those are unmovable pieces, right? Like I don't know how you move Sterling with the wages he's on, right? It's
100%. It's hard.
So that's just where we are. Yes, Robert. Big up though, man.
Yeah. Morning, good afternoon, fellas. How we doing, man? We good?
Yeah, man.
I'm good. I'm good. I know it's early for you. Very early for you right now.
Yeah, it's 8 a.m. for me, but
8 a.m. Where are you calling from, bro?
I'm in Washington State, Ches.
Oh, you're way on the West Coast.
No,
way on the West Coast there.
But then you wasn't there. Basically, there was one time Rob said he's from Washington. I thought he was from like DC. So I thought he lived at like the edge of the USA, that part. And then
he's on the edge, but on the other edge.
The other edge. Yeah, and I saw it. I was like, "What? You live there?"
Yeah,
I was like, "Wow,
that's beautiful out there, man. They got lots of green there, man. It's like
that's
lush.
Is this well-renowned stuff? I don't know because that's literally what the other person said as well. They said it's really nice.
Oh yeah.
Hey Rob, fair enough, man. God's blessing you. I love to see it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
That's mad. DC rep from DC as well, yeah, AKA. Come on, man.
Big up DC. Big up DC.
Come on, we're at Joe Hackney afternoon, lads. Big up to you, man. Probably from the UK percent afternoon. But yeah, I understand a lot of people agreeing with you. Rob, we were just speaking about before we get into the actual big game tonight for you midday. We're saying how you obviously agree with Couch more time that I don't know about how clinical the teams are going to be and how we can compete next season, but you probably believe that the growth of the team will elevate after this World Cup. The players are bringing in are looking promising, and the profiles are more important than the big names everyone's crying about. But do you feel like next season that we could see a big progression and jump in the team, regardless of this tournament, whether we go out or not? But because I'm reserved about the clinical side of the team. I'm happy with the structure of the defense and midfield in the attack. But I'm not sure who's going to turn up in the Wolves game. No, it's not Wolves game, the Fulham game where it's 2-1 and we're kind of losing our legs a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? So do you feel like that's improved?
Yeah, I mean, again, I guess people view football differently, right? There's some people who prefer one guarantee gunman, like who will give you 40 goals a season, right? I'm more on the other opposite side. I prefer an attack that has 4 or 5 people that will give me 10 goals each. I think that's a more dangerous attack than one that has one person that will give me 40 goals. And I think we have that level of attack. Like the way when people say, I'm not sure who will turn up, and I'm like, I'm not sure who's gonna count on who you're gonna count on to score you a goal. And I'm like, exactly. That's the same headache the opposing manager is gonna have every time you go up against Chelsea. You don't know who you're gonna have tomorrow. You don't know who you're gonna have to game plan, and you can't game plan for everybody. You can game plan for Cole Palmer, you leave Joao Pedro more space. You game plan for Pedro Neto, you leave Cole Palmer space. You game plan for for Joao Pedro and Cole Palmer, you leave Delap and Jackson more space. And so that is I prefer that level of headache versus having Erling Haaland or Gyökeres, just one person. If you mark that person out of the game, 70% of the team attack just goes, because they're so centralized on one man. And it just depends on how you view football. Some people view football about I need one guaranteed gunman, but I prefer an attack that's very much unpredictable, with nobody that you can guarantee that says, oh, this person will give me, like you don't know. Like when we go into a game, first of all, you don't know whether we're gonna start with two wingers. So if we start with two wingers, you don't know which one's gonna be more dangerous on the day. Like we probably do the inside 10, Cole Palmer and Joao Pedro. You don't know where, like it's the fact that it is unpredictable is what makes us dangerous. And
I'm not in disagreement there. I think that's good to have a well-rounded attack where you're not dependent on one guy to deliver it. But I think what we're after is still somebody that we know is just going to be clinical in those like key moments, right? So you're 1-1 down, or you're at 1-1, extra time, you need the goal to get to the next stage of the Champions League. Who's going to deliver that for you, right? And like that is kind of the piece that I think is still missing. Like who is going to be that clinical piece? Like that guy can just be clinical. He doesn't have to score 20, 30 goals. He just has to score 15 of the right goals, right? And I don't think that we have that piece yet. That guy that's going to be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, by the way. That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
by the way, Rob, you could argue Pedro Neto stepped up a bit last season. He scored big goals. He did. So I'm not going to say no one can become that. But I'm with Couch, and that's what Rob, by the way, that's what I'm referring to, by the way. I'm not really referring to who can score goals. I think they could all chip in. It's more, you know what I'm trying to say, the cliche, that game. Whatever that game is, it could be against Sunderland, away from home.
Yeah.
And you need to win to stay within the pack.
Yeah. But we got big game play. Like Cole Palmer stepped up and give big games in finals. Joao Pedro, he loves to score goals against the big teams. You got Pedro Neto, who was clutch last season. You have Enzo Fernandez, even the Cucurella to a lesser degree, who are all clutch players that, when we need a goal against United, Cucurella stepped up. When you need, a goal against, I don't know who, Enzo Fernandez, late run in the box against Liverpool, steps up. I think we have like now Esteval that's coming into the team. He's a player who's not afraid of the big moment, right? As we saw when he played against us. He's not scared of the big moment. He can win you a game in an instant. I'm not saying next season you can rely on him to be that player, but in 2, 3 seasons, absolutely he can be that game winner that you need, that can be a difference maker. And I think we have plenty of those. We have plenty of big game players, man. We have a lot of those. I'm not worried at all. I think we got plenty of big game players that can win you a game out of nothing.
Guess what? Today is a big game. Perfect segue. Because today we play in another semi-final, 2 in the last 2 months or 3 months, when they call it, against Fluminense. How do I say it? Fluminense? I'm going to say Fluminense. I don't want to say it wrong.
Fluminense, that don't.
Yeah, I was trying to be like, what I'm saying? Bruno Fernandes.
Nuno Mendes.
Nah. Exactly. Bruno Mendes. People exactly. Let me know in the chat how you say it if you're Brazilian. You know what I'm saying? But I think we should go through the team first and then talk about the game, because usually I leave the team to last, and that's kind of the best part of discussion. Who do you want to play? Who drops out? So I think right now we're going to talk about the team, and let's do the 11, okay? And then we'll talk about the politics behind Pedro, Jackson, the lap, moving forward, okay? So, Couch, I'm going to give you the free reins to choose the goalkeeper while I get up on the screen.
Oh, it's Sanchez.
Who would you play in this game?
It's Sanchez. Like, what are we talking about here? That's not even a question.
Does he deserve it?
Of course he does.
Of course he does. What?
Over who? What are you going to put in that? Penders or Slonina? Like, what are we talking about here? He's clearly going to start. Like, that's not even a question here.
Yeah.
What formation are we doing? 4-2-2-2 again? I know me and Rob did that last time. Is that what we're going with again? Do you think you'll go with that again?
Say again.
That same formation, yes.
4-2-2-2. Sorry, Cap. That's what I said.
I don't know, man. Like,
You don't know?
do we have the pieces for that? Let's go through the lineup and figure it out, man. Because
Let's get this up, man.
Yeah.
I'll get the Chelsea squad up first, and then we can look at the lineup.
Sure.
Just so everyone knows what we're working with.
Colwell suspended, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll go through it. I hope they've got Joao Pedro in there.
Lavia injured.
Delap suspended.
Shield injured. I think the back line is going to pick itself. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
Right. Let's get this on the screen now. I think that last time I checked this, ironically, the Lap and that weren't even here, but I think they should be here now. So
Modric.
Modric over there. Wow.
He needs to get out of here, man.
Misha, big up Misha.
And Misha, we miss you. Come back.
He even got last season kid. He's not even in this season's kid.
Yes, Pete, man. It's long.
I didn't even notice that.
He's the only player in last season's kid.
No, he's a good spot. I didn't even plot that, Jeez.
He doesn't have a number either.
That is true. That is true.
1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're not. It's so sad, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. This is the team, so we just can familiarize ourselves with the chat as well. Let's remove this. What we're going to be working with. So we've got Gittins, who won't be able to play. Mudrik's not playing, but these are the people who can play. Mark, George, Pedro, Noni.
So we're starting up top? Oh, okay. I see what you're doing.
No, I'm going for the team, just to remind everybody what we've got.
Yeah.
So Kuku can play. Jackson can play now. Noni's still here, so he can play. Cole, Liam Delap can't play. He's suspended. Neto can play, although he might not want to, because circumstances, of course. Paez is not going to play. Lavia is injured. And then we got Caicedo, Shrewsbury Hall, Fernandez, Asugo, Santos, who can all play in midfield. In defense, Fofana's injured, but Aaron can play. Probably won't, but he can. Josh, Gusto, James, Chalaba. Which one of these defenders is out? Is it Colwell? Colwell's out.
Colwell is out. Yeah,
Colwell's suspended, but then the whole of the back five are available other than Colwell. So you got Cucurella, Tosin.
But the Shield is injured.
Oh, he's injured?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I think it's a long-term one.
Oh, this is looking peak.
What? You're worried about Badia?
I'm worried about the centre back. Dennis, remember the left centre back, not Badia Shield in particular.
What do you mean? You can play. What's his name there?
Tosin and Trev.
Yeah, Trev plays on the left.
Oh my lord!
It just means the only thing that you got to think about now is if we are inverting the fullbacks, who's inverting now, right? Because it looks like it's going to be James on the right, Tosin in the middle, and then Trev on the left, right? Like if you're playing at the back three, I don't think that you can do it either way around.
It stinks of doo-doo, man. It stinks of doo-doo.
Because Tosin's going to have to be in the middle for sure.
I don't think he inverts. No.
Who doesn't invert? Oh, Reese, no chance.
I don't think we play with inverted fullbacks today.
Really? So how would you set it up?
I think we played the way we played against Benfica, and Palmeiras to a lesser degree, where it was the back four, and you have I think it was Caicedo and Enzo, right? This is against Benfica. Caicedo and Enzo. You have Cole Palmer and Pedro Neto and Joao Pedro, Cole Palmer, and Pedro Neto, right?
Yeah.
And Jackson up top, but Cucurella overlaps Pedro Neto on his side.
Okay, so essentially he's inverting then, like if he's overlapping, right? Because we don't. I get what you're saying. I see where you're coming from with the tactic there, but he's going to be the one that's going to be roving forward, is what you're saying. That is Cucurella.
Yeah, he's going to be the one that's providing width on the left.
So James will be basically making up the back three essentially.
Exactly.
Okay,
James,
I agree with that.
Yeah, James can bomb up and down. Yeah. So you'll be Cucurella doing that, and then the back three would be. And so even at times, I won't be shocked if he does a back, 3-4-3. You know what I mean?
Okay. We'll do this formation based on,
I see that.
Yeah.
Should we do the formation based off in game rather than like starting?
I think on the ball is the best way to do it. Just
Yeah,
do
let's
it
do
the
on the ball in game. Where it's not like if it's on the ball possession, right? Whatever.
Yeah,
So
that's the
we
easiest
agree-
way to tell because we're gonna
Yeah,
have the
let's
ball
do
like
that.
60% anyways.
Yeah, 100%. It's easy to see it visually. Facts.
Yeah.
3-4-3 then. What do you think? Then and Rob, or 3-5-2.
Well,
That's a tough one.
And you know what? It's tough. You know what? We need to decide first on the players, and then the
Yeah.
formation kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be hard because like, how do you see if we
You know
play
what? Let me
with
get
Joao
up last
Pedro on the
game
left?
first. Chelsea versus Palmeiras. Let's see what we played there in terms of that formation to give us a bit of a gist to what we might do. Doesn't mean we're guaranteed to do it, everybody, but it's just an indication of what we think could happen based on what we saw. Because it's really difficult to decide based on the teams we're seeing in front of us. All right, let's get this up. Okay, so cool. Can everyone see this?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we've got no left centre back this time, which is a bit of a problem. But I think most of this team can play other than the lap. So do you think he goes with this again? And maybe puts James at right back? And then he puts another midfielder in there?
yeah. So I think we go with this exact same formation. James comes on for Gusto. Caicedo comes on for Andre Santos. Joao Pedro starts for Nkunku, and Jackson starts for Dilap.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess we don't have the option out wide, really. Yeah, I guess he's got to be out there because I was actually thinking of him starting at striker.
Yeah, Jackson.
No, Pedro.
Yeah, Pedro starting
Pedro,
number 9.
Pedro.
Pedro
But
starts.
I think you could give him a chance. Actually, no, better question for you lot, because it gets into our debate for you two to answer. Does he deserve a chance? He's messed up.
Pedro? Based on what he did last game? Oh.
Jackson, not Joao Pedro. Jackson messed up against Newcastle, big game. He messed up in our last game, and obviously in a big game when we lost our only game in his tournament. Do you two think he deserves a chance over Joao Pedro, who's come in, performed really well, and even that little cameo?
I mean, when you say deserves, it's just how you're training, right? Like for me, he knows the system better than Joao Pedro. He would be the guy that would understand what we're trying to do better. But it's just about how he's training, and I feel like, like he's fallen out of favor with the manager as far as I'm concerned. And I mean, if I'm looking at it, the way he talks about it, he's like, he missed this game and he missed this game.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like the way he's talking about it, it's kind of like, okay, well, maybe he's falling out a bit, but I don't think that we're in a position where we could not use him. Like, what are we going to do on the left if we play Joao Pedro up top? Right, that's my question. Does Nkunku play there again?
Somebody's making the case that you up Enzo Fernandez in the 10 and then play Andre Santos and Caicedo on the base of the midfield, and so you play Enzo Fernandez where Nkunku plays, which to me,
I don't know about that, because then you're asking for Cucurella to be basically the width there, right?
Yeah,
Cucurella's gonna be the width no matter what. Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but I don't know if tactically that's. Yeah, I don't know, because like even defensively, when we're in defensive shape, we basically defend 4-4-2. You're going to be asking Enzo to be out on the flank there.
Yeah, but
that's in the middle, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm not agreeing with that formation. I think it is Enzo and Caicedo on the best of the midfield, and then it's Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, Joao Pedro, and then Jackson.
I get that.
Yeah.
So
there's also why are we so adverse to playing Nkunku there again?
I mean, he didn't impress last game, did he?
I mean, but but like Jackson hasn't been impressing at all.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing.
The option is like, I would actually love to see
Nkunku. We just threw Jackson in there. He hasn't impressed.
No, but I hear that, but it's just a matter of, I think, Maresca thinking that Joao Pedro is a better option in that position than Nkunku, and Jackson is a better option at 9, full on 9.
That makes sense.
Pedro.
like if you break down, if you break it down like in the maths way, if that improves that, then therefore you can't have that up front because he's now in the best position. So you've got to play a striker who's a striker. A Jackson would be
I like the energy that Nkunku brought last game. He didn't really impress in the final third too much, but I like the energy that he brought. I would like to see myself. I wouldn't mind seeing like Nkunku, Palmer, Fernandez, and Joao Pedro.
I hear you. I think in that 10,
slow pace.
In that other 10 position, I won't be opposed to Nkunku that start ahead of Joao Pedro. I think Jackson is starting today. In that other 10, it's just a matter of whether it's Nkunku or Joao Pedro.
No, Rob, he doesn't. That's the whole debate of the show. He doesn't. Does he deserve to start? I don't know. Rob, here's the thing. Rob, I hear what you're saying about he's the best striker. And if you think Joao Pedro is a better left 10 forward, then you put him there. But that also does mean you have a situation up front because Jackson's let you down twice. Back to back.
But Delap just let you down as well. So what are you gonna say?
No, but there's a difference between what Jackson did and what Delap's done. There's a big difference.
The stupid yellow card that got him.
No. A yellow card in a game is part and parcel of a game.
A yellow card in a game where the ref was giving them out like candy. You know what I mean? That was a poorly.
Yeah, but irrespective of that, then if he got a yellow card, regardless of the ref being dandy or not, it's part and parcel of the match.
We've got
to be fair on it. You can't.
No, I am fair, but I'm trying to win the game, and I think playing Jackson as a striker gives you a better.
I agree with you. Jackson's a better striker because we haven't got the lap. But does he deserve to play based on the circumstances? I don't think so.
Whether he deserves to play or not, him playing gives us the better chance of winning the game.
And God forbid he got another red card.
Oh God. Okay. You can make that case about pretty much everybody. God forbid.
But Robert, if I told you,
but the history is showing that he's doing it the last little while. Like,
I told you against Newcastle.
You know, it's a risky. No, I just think it's risky. Like, let's not get it twisted here. This guy has been a bit of a headache the last few games that we played him in. You know, just taking bad red cards. You know, like how often do you see somebody get a red card and then come back and then get another red card after that? Like, it's not very often in football. So you have to think that the manager has it in his head that he's not really too trusting of a player like that. Like, there's going to be questions brought into it for sure, without doubt. Especially when you're bringing a Joao Pedro into the side, and Joao Pedro comes in and gives you excellent minutes when he comes in onto the pitch. Right? You know, but with that said, I can still see, you know, because he came on and influenced the game off the bench, there is a reason to keep him there, just to say that if we need a spark coming off the bench, he can give us that.
Oh no, Carl, 1 billion%. But
so I can see that still.
Also, you have to realize this brother just got off the beach like a week ago.
True.
Like, he's not in full game shape yet.
Oh, 100%.
To start. So I think Jackson starts. It's just a matter of if it's Nkunku or Joao Pedro. If he thinks Joao Pedro is fully fit to start and play 60 minutes, then fair. Then start Joao Pedro. But if not, then
I agree. If Joao Pedro is really that fit, and if he thinks Nkunku's deserved it based off the cameos he's played, then I'm not going to be too deciding on that. I just think with Jackson, I agree with you. He's the only striker. The lap's not there, unfortunately, because of suspension. But it's just, there's a lot. The manager will know there's a lot of pressure on Jackson this game. There's a lot. The media, himself, even his colleagues. There's only a certain amount of time someone can let you down before you go, you know what? This is just you. So Rob, in a footballing aspect, it's not that deep. You would say in London, it's not that deep. You can move on. But in terms of reality, it is a big deal. If he doesn't perform, dare I say, gets a bad tackle, and it goes VAR and he doesn't get sent off, or he does get sent off, worst case scenario. But that's his career at Chelsea, pretty much. People already done.
It can go the other way, where he bangs in a brace and wins us a game.
Yeah, but by the way, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just bringing it up as a point where we're not just gonna. We have to be fair, and I'm bringing it up in terms of this could happen, possibility. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying I want it to. I'm just being consistent. If this was another player who wasn't called Jackson, I'd be the same way. If this was Reece James with 3 red cards, I'd be saying the same thing.
I mean, Rich James played 2 red cards in 5 games 2 seasons ago, and
No,
I didn't see that.
no, I'm not saying in terms of being sold because he's been there for his whole life. I'm saying in terms of like not being trusted anymore. You know, but that's the conversation I wanted to have with Joao Pedro Jackson, and we got it. It's a good discussion. But so then we need to come to the conclusion and actually make this team in a minute.
Okay.
You're saying you wouldn't start Jackson up front, and Rob's saying he would.
I would start Pedro Neto or Joao Pedro myself. Maybe it's just for the chaos of it. I want to see Nkunku, Joao Pedro, and Palmer on the pitch together. I want to see what that looks like, you know. And I don't know what that means for Enzo Fernandez, like how he be utilized. Maybe he drops deeper and like sort of like dictates the game from there next to Caicedo. But he's not been used in that role a lot the last little while. So I'm kind of like, maybe that won't happen. But just for the chaos of it, I would like to see what that looks like. I would like to see it. But I don't know. What I would like to see versus what I think will happen are probably in stark contrast, to be honest.
Okay, we're gonna do the team now based off what we want. Let's do what we want. There's 3 of us, so we have to come to a vote. We each have our own players. We all agree, cool. But we have to come to a majority. 2 people have to agree to put in the team. So let's start this team. This is fun part of the show, right? I'm sure we're going to argue a bit more. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure we will. I'm going to put it as 3-5-2 in game or 3-4-3. 4-2-3-1. No.
3. Yeah, it's so hard to say because like who fit.
It probably would
the box in the middle. Box in the middle makes sense. Let's do that. Let's do
this one, innit?
Yeah. I
think you're right. The box. He talks about the box a lot.
Oh, that's a massive piece.
3-4-2-1. Yeah, this is what it is. Yeah. Yeah, David for the help.
So basically, the way this looks is on the left, like the left mid. That's basically Cucurella right there.
Whoa! What happened there? Yeah. We Cucurella here, innit? Let me put it on my cursor. Cucurella here, right then.
Exactly.
Wait, Rob, do you disagree with this? I think you already agree, but just for the sake of argument.
Yeah, no, that's more or less.
And we already said Sanchez here, right?
Yeah, big Rob.
Oh, that's a lock, man.
Yeah.
2 Spaniards.
Second best goalkeeper.
Right. In game.
I put Tosin in the middle.
Rob, see, how did one question turn into Sanchez prop? How did that happen?
I mean,
this guy, man.
Gotta put on my players, isn't it?
I love Rob, man. It's too. Oh my god, guy. Better hope he doesn't make mistakes there, Rob. I'll be atting you on Twitter. You know that. I'll be on to you. Yeah?
World class saves only.
Anyway. So in game, Reece James at right centre back. We're assuming. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Cool. Someone says just James or Reece James? Oh yeah, fine. Reece works.
So we're not worried that he was injured last game, right? Like I know he's back. He's like, I'm back.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing, though.
He might not have been injured, but precautionary.
Well, I mean, he says I'm fine, but I don't know. Like I've heard so many times, I'm fine, and then you just don't
either way, he's probably going to start in it.
Let's hope. Okay, yeah. So James.
And by the way, right? I've been saying this in the vision sheet. I hope Gusto doesn't start. So I'm praying James plays because Gusto, he's stinking every game. He's actually getting worse every game. I don't know what it is.
Y'all had overdoing it on Gusto now.
I'm not over. Rob, we stream nearly every single day during the week. Have I not been saying this like 3 weeks and he's been getting worse? He
won us the game last game. What do you want him to do again? What do you want him to do?
Oh, I hope you're right. I hope he does well. But he's just looking really clumsy. But anyway, we digress massively. First centre back inside the building. Are we saying Tosin Adarabioyo?
For sure.
Rob?
Yep, Tosin right there.
Okay, so this is quite easy. We're not going to argue too much here. And we've already discussed this earlier. Trevor Chalobah goes here?
Yeah.
Cool. So no arguments here. Now
there's no other alternatives. That's what it's going to be, right? Like, what else can we actually do?
100%. This is quite easy because this is what we have left, basically. Now it starts to get a bit dicey. Let's start with the furthest player on the right. So the right winger who's going to go up and down the pitch. I would say Pedro Neto. What would you two say?
Yeah, it is Neto.
Oh yeah, it's Neto.
Okay, easy.
Definitely won't
Maybe
be Noni.
you won't disagree.
Definitely won't be Noni.
Oh yeah, well, definitely won't be Noni, especially if he's about to leave.
He'll get minutes though. He'll get minutes.
Yeah, he will get me off the bench though. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, 100%. He's an impact player. That's what he's been asked to do. I don't know why people acting like he's a star all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Right. The first player inside this box. We're gonna start with the two.
Oh, Caicedo's a lock. You can just put Caicedo in there.
There we go.
Obviously.
I was waiting for one of you guys to say it. So there we go. By the way, Santos has had a great game, but Santos
have a great game.
deserves
that role. It's the Caicedo role. We haven't seen him in the advanced 8, so I think that's going to be. I think it's going to be Enzo. This is a risky lineup. I'm not going to lie, but I think it's going to be Enzo there.
Oh yeah, cool. Expand on that. Why would this be risky if you put Enzo?
Because it's too offensive. There's not enough balance, right? Because I don't think that you can rely on Enzo to be defensively switched on all the time in that position. I think that probably if you're looking to be like more balanced in the back, you probably put Santos there, but you can't take Enzo out of this game, right? Like he's got to play.
And the reason why Couch is saying that is because this is what it's gonna look like in game.
Exactly.
It's gonna be I can't move Enzo, but Enzo's gonna be here, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's gonna be here. And so when we lose the ball, Cucurella could be here. It's a massive hole here, right? Massive gap. And we saw that against what team did we play, boys? And there was like a lot of transitions against us. I think it was it the Flamengo game?
Yeah.
And they were just counting us a lot. And it wasn't in the second half. So yeah, it could be an issue, but yeah.
It was just weird.
Sorry,
yeah. Well, we'll have to see. But I think it's going to be Enzo myself.
Couch. It's Enzo Fernandez. It'll be Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, I know. But you can see what I'm talking about with the balance, though, right? There's no. It throws out the balance a bit because he's not been playing there a lot last little while. He's been playing more as that sort of 8-10 role, right?
Yeah, and that is his favorite position, and I think that's why Maresca is trying to employ the system because he put Enzo Fernandez back in his preferred position of a deep line.
So then ultimately what we're going to see is Caicedo and Solo 6. See what I'm saying? It's like
you saw last game against Palmeiras. Enzo wasn't venturing forward that much. He remained. No, he wasn't. He wasn't crushing the box as much as he usually.
Well, we're not crashing the box, but he's certainly playing like more of an 8-10 than he was.
Yeah, he played. No, he advanced. He advanced a little bit, but he wasn't bombing up and down like he usually does. And live.
Yeah, you know what I think happens most, and like again, we were getting like overrun in the midfield until like Felix or Joao Pedro came out to the pitch, and it was only because they had more bodies in the middle, right? Exactly. And then
the second
Pedro drops in and like basically helps us that way, right?
Yeah.
But I thought that like Santos next to Enzo, like if it would have continued like that, it would have been problematic for us. That's just me. Like I think that as you start getting tired, like the players start getting tired, and leggy, it becomes a problem. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at the team in the end and see if it's balanced. Right at the moment, it doesn't look too balanced. It doesn't. But we've still got 3 attacking positions. We'll have a bit of a debate. We can take a little vote system. Who's our first attacking midfielder? I'm going to go Cole Palmer. Then.
Of course. What side, though?
I'll put on the cursor. This one.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
So you can cut in, right?
Yeah.
Now, the debate begins. Who is our left attacking mid, left forward? You know what I'm saying? Who is this going to be? Because I'm going to put this name forward. And the reason why I'm going to put this name forward, because he deserves it. He's a hard worker. He scored in big games. He knows Cole Palmer. He knows his system. And his name is Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Get in there, baby. KDH deserves his chance.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a great stream.
KDH, I'm here, bro. You're in the first team.
It's been a great stream, bro. But you know what? I gotta go.
That's not gonna get out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's
I'm out of here. Man. I'm out of here.
that's dark.
Something.
We're watching this. I know you're chilling right now in the hotel room, getting ready to leave. Robert is onto you, not me. Yeah, I'll give you a chance. Yeah.
KDH is good people. You know.
The way people actually believe in being sincere is funny though. That's cute. I'm joking, guys.
Okay, so who do you play there?
I saw Joao Pedro personally.
I want to play Joao.
Because this is the debate. It's Joao Pedro or Jackson, right?
That's the whole point, Rob. That's what we're debating because it's tough.
I think there is Joao Pedro or Nkunku. I think Jackson starts no matter what. I think Jackson is starting this game.
Hey, Rob, you know what? For the first time ever, I think I disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yes, not fair.
I can't see Jackson guarantee playing.
You know why I think? Okay, so.
But are Joao Pedro and Nkunku too similar to play with each other then?
You know what the thing is? You want to leave Pedro on the bench because he can fill in two positions for you. If you start on Nkunku and Jackson, you have the option of bringing in Joao Pedro for any of those positions, right? Like he can come on for Nkunku and play that role. He can come in for Jackson and play that role. So he's more valuable off the bench. I would like to see him start just because, again, the chaos of it. But I think that Robert might be right here. He might go with Jackson and Nkunku.
No, but Robert can't be right because he didn't use his punchline. You know what I'm saying?
You heard it here first.
No, Rob, that's not Robert's punchline. Rob, what's your punchline? Let us know.
I can't book it yet because I have a sneaky feeling it might be Nkunku that starts. But Jackson will start. That one you can book. You can book it. Jackson starts.
Okay, so the book it, because there's always one book it I always reference to you on Twitter. You're saying Jackson starts up front against Fluminense semi-final.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. And you're going to book it.
Yeah.
So, then when Rob books it, he books it, and it ends up being right. You know why? I doubted him about Chalobah, and Chalobah started one game, and I was like, "Bro, I'm not doubting you again." Maresca said Joao is ready. In fact, she did say that. By the way, when he says that, it could mean he probably could mean a dig at Jackson as well, because like Den said before, he said a few things about Jackson recently with a bit not a dig, but a bit of a "you're not really my first guy anymore" kind of thing.
That's the vibe I got too.
That's what he's the way people say things. You can kind of infer a lot. I said, "What's up, Chesney?" I'll say in my government. I'm joking. It's calm. I'm good. We got to decide, man. Let's go to a vote.
And Nkunku and Jackson, just because I don't think Joao Pedro is fully fit to start.
Yeah. Let's give Den the final vote. I was going to get it, but even I don't know myself. So, Rob, who is your left attacking midfielder? Also, let's do this. I want Robert to give us his attacking midfielder first, and then I'll give you my attacking midfielder option. And then can have the final vote.
I've said Nkunku. Nkunku starts there.
Boy,
I don't think he was even that bad last game, to be honest.
Oh, no, he wasn't bad. No, he wasn't bad. He started in Nkunku their last game, by the way, guys, for context.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm going to go with Nkunku, you know.
You're just copying my homework, bro.
No, but it's because he played their last game and we did well in the first half.
No, you got to stick to KDH.
Hey, KDH, I hope you come for score another winner, man. My God. Nkunku's a super sub. If you know anything about Nkunku, he's definitely not a super sub. He's not come and once and done anything super.
Don't forget about Bournemouth. What are you talking about? Bournemouth?
Yeah, Bournemouth.
Yes.
Well, one example. Good
example.
Oh my gosh. He ain't no super sub, man. Super bum.
All right, I'm gonna go with Nkunku and Jackson because I think that Pedro can give you both. Can relieve any of those positions. So
Hacks. Yeah. And I think you'll see Joao Pedro and Noni maybe come off the bench.
Yeah.
So then you got persuaded by Rob, yeah?
No, it just makes sense to me.
You see, Rob, your justifications make so much sense. It's hard to disagree. It's hard to disagree. As much as I want to,
people disagree. I just don't think Joao Pedro just came off the beach. I don't think he's fully fit to start a game yet. If we were in a dire position and he could start and play 60 minutes, but I think he'll come off the bench for the last 30 minutes. And and if the game is close to 1, then you get they're probably gonna sub off Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez for Andre Santos.
Good question for Dania. If Nkunku wasn't going to leave, do you think there's a world where Joao Pedro and Nkunku could play in the same team anyway? Or are they too similar? Because I think they're too similar. What do you think?
Nkunku
and Joao Pedro. Do you think they could play in the same team anyway?
Nkunku and Joao Pedro. No, I don't. I don't think so. It'd be hard to see that as an option if Jackson leaves. But I've been wrong before. Yeah, JJ, I didn't think that he played extremely well at Palmeiras, if we're talking about Nkunku there. But, he still provided the energy that we needed from that position, just not the dynamism that you normally see from him. I'd still give him those minutes just because he understands the system a little bit more. And this is still a quite new role for him, coming in from the left and making that number 10 position. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Nkunku helped width at left wing. What kind of game are people watching? Nkunku's not. He doesn't hold the width at all. Nkunku's the definition of an inside forward second striker. He likes to be in and around that pocket. That's why
get Cucurella providing overlap and then he cuts in and
that's why that he's not a touchline winger. Like he can't even do it at all. That's not.
He can do a job there for you though.
No, not really.
He can do a job there for you. Like I'm talking about in terms of like, because he's not going to play out wide in possession. I'm just saying if our defensive setup is 4-4-2, he's going to be the wide left midfielder in this setup here, right? And I think he can do a job defensively there. It's not going to be a dynamo or anything like that, but a 4-4-2 defensive setup, he's going to be the guy that's going to be the left mid.
Chat, let us know. You put a poll in the chat. How you feel about the balance of the team? So this is the team at the moment. Sanchez, I put our smaller so you guys can see it big on the screen. Actually, it might be easier if I just zoomed in a bit actually on my side. Like that. I think that's better for you guys to see. Yes, we've got Sanchez in goal. This is in-game. This is not as in the start. We've got Reece James, hopefully not injured. Tosin and Chalobah, but we've got no left centre-backs because Balashide is injured because he came off last game injured and Cole is actually suspended. Caicedo's back from suspension. Neto, hopefully, God willing, he's okay to play. He will start on the right. Palmer in the half space on the right. Cook on the left. Cucurella holding the whip. Enzo in behind both of them three. All them three. And then we've actually gone with Jackson up front to redeem his wrongs. To right his wrongs. There I say it.
Short leash.
He is in a very precarious situation. You know what? It's actually, it might even be a lose-lose. Like, if you don't perform well, you don't score. I don't know. Jackson's a weird one because I don't know. It's really tough. You know what it is?
I think Jackson can come on and score a hat trick and see people that will run him out. That will say he doesn't deserve to start. He's one of those players that's just,
polarizing.
Is very much polarizing, and most people tend to be on the negative side. Very few are pro Jackson.
No, but Rob, you know what the issue is?
There's very little he can do.
Nah, but that's disingenuous. He's not polarizing. He's not polarizing. Let me say this. I want to let you respond to what I'm going to say. He's not polarizing for the sake of an attribute of his, which is unfair. He's because of his actions. Like
it was before even the red card. He was
but it says basically, my friend's religious, isn't it? It says in the Bible, or if you any religious text, you can find this parable anywhere. Basically, treat your neighbor like you treat yourself. You can't do certain things and expect people not to have a certain agenda against you. Like It's
No,
not really.
I hear it. After
That's all it is. From my point of view,
if this had started after the Newcastle red card, I would hear you. But this was pre-Newcastle. The agenda with Guest Jackson was well before Newcastle red card.
Yeah, but that's because he's not a good finisher, which is fair enough.
Yeah, that's fine. No, if that's fine. If you say he's not a good finisher, that's fine.
Yeah,
but people are using the red card to accentuate their
no, but it's a confirmational bias, which I don't think is unfair. If you don't score goals and you get red cards unnecessarily, those two things don't equal people giving you a backhand, do they?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, because it's like we already have this negative thing, then it's compounded by this other negative thing, right? So I get that. I understand that sentiment. But I wanted to touch on what Rano CFC was saying.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, I think it's the one on
this one?
Enzo on Enzo on the left side. I just want to ask him, who does he play as the left midfielder then? In like what formation are you playing, and who's playing out wide left? Because in that setup, if you play him left 10, you need somebody on the left, what, Madueke or something like that? Or do you, I'm just trying to figure out what the setup is.
On the left, it's Cucurella that overlaps, that provides the way.
Yeah, but like you're going to need somebody out there as a left midfielder, right? Like if our defensive shape is is a 4-4-2, then he's going to be the left midfielder out there.
Yeah, Reina is on, bro. No, but that's not his point. He's not saying about, because Rob said the same thing. It's not about Cucurella.
Possession though.
Yeah, we're saying our possession, and even in possession, Enzo's not a robust runner with the ball. He's not someone you're going to trust in left 10. If there's space, do I trust him to run into it? No, he's not an athletic player like that. No. I don't want my left 10 to be, look at Cunha or Palmer. They're not the fastest players or the strongest, but they can get across the pitch. They're a bit agile. Do you know what I'm saying? They could do something in tight spaces. Enzo isn't that guy. He's very much a smart player.
Do you not realize his feet? You don't realize that Enzo runs more than any player in this team?
No, but Robbie, you know what I mean by
because he's out of position a lot. What do you mean he runs? Yeah, he's out of position a lot. You got to run.
That's disingenuous.
No, because he is
often out of position. What are we talking about here, man?
No, he's not. Because
my God, you guys are killing me, man.
He's asked. He's asked to trigger to be one of the press triggers. He and Jackson, especially when he's in advance. He's asked to crash the box. He's asked to make recovery runs, to come in and help out. Like he's the one that gets asked to run the most based off of what's asked of him. Like when he's asked maybe to go on Madueke side, you go and link up with him over there and overlap with him. Or if it's on the left hand side, or go be with Sancho and at the same time crash the box. At the same time, be
he's a roving 8. Like, what do you expect? That's the job. But like when you say he's running a lot, like that's the role. The role is to run.
Like, that's what I think the narrative that he's not. You know, is he the fastest? Is he the fastest player? No. But I think the idea that he's bad defensively, I think it's overdone. I think it's quite competent. But it doesn't have.
They know polarized the word I used before. We're polarized here because Den's going a bit too left, and then Rob is saying he's not. And I'll give you Rob actually. Den's been a bit harsh.
He's not bad defense. Like he gets plenty of tackles and interceptions and ball recoveries a lot.
But he is slow.
I'll say this. Maybe I'm still clinging to how he was used at the beginning of the season. Like there's a period of time like before Christmas where he was close to unplayable for me. I couldn't see him on the pitch because he was just not giving us anything. He's definitely improved since then, and like the roles obviously changed for him as well. And yeah, he's providing lots in offense, but I still haven't seen enough evidence that defensively he's adequate to play deeper. If that's what we're asking him to do, right? I don't know about that. I don't know about that yet.
I think that gets overdone. I think he's not the most
not being used there anymore though either though, right? Like as the 2 in the middle.
I mean, I'm just saying he's not as good. You obviously, if you expect him to have, to be as good a tackler or defensive midfielder as Caicedo, that's a losing battle. But when you do compare with the McAllisters, you compare with the You know, who else can I think of? The Gundogan in Man City. You compare with all these other 8s in the league.
Mhm.
He's competent defensively. He stands like if you compare him to a proper DM destroyer, a destroyer. Yes, he's not gonna be comparable to a Caicedo or Idrissa Gana Gueye or a Baleba. But when Enzo comparatively to other number 8s, he's quite competent. I think he can do it defensively. I think that's
wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not gonna hold on to that point. That's not something that I really need a hill I need to die on. Like I agree with that. Okay, he's competent. Rano. So where is Nkunku in? If you're saying that you're playing Enzo in the left 10, where is Nkunku in this? Is he the striker then? Because that I can understand it. And then you have that still doesn't make sense to me. I don't know where you're playing him. Because then who's basically pressing from the front? You know what I mean? Like who's that guy?
What does this even mean, bro?
You need to come.
Sorry. What's that even mean? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Nkunku up front.
No, we got PTSD of Nkunku.
Yeah, I don't know, Rano. I'm trying to see your setup, but I don't
Let's
see it.
not talk about Nkunku up front. Like we not.
We played Tariq George up top because we didn't want Nkunku up top. You know what I mean? So,
what's Melo said here? Melo's giving this his team. I think we'll go 4-3-3 to be fair. James, Tosin, Trev, Cuckoo, Enzo, Caicedo, Palmer, Neto, Jackson, and Cuckoo in possession. Cucurella holding my left. Isn't that the team we chose?
That's
the team we chose.
Yeah. With Cucurella overlapping, providing.
This is what he's saying on paper. Like it's the same team.
It's a 4-3-3. But yeah, 4-3-3. But in possession, we become a 3-4-3.
I know you didn't mean it by jest. I was just wondering what you meant. Anyway.
Right? In possession, we become a 3-4-2 because Cucurella advances, goes forward. But out of possession,
I'm still trying to figure out like with this Randall thing, like who is going to play on the left? Like if you're saying that you're calling like Enzo left 10, like who's on the left there? Like if it's Nkunku, then who's playing striker? And if Nkunku's playing in the like where is Nkunku playing essentially? You know what I mean? Like it's not even if you have like a pivot of Sancho Sanchez. What am I doing here?
Santos
and Caicedo.
Yeah.
And then you pull Enzo back to make a midfield 3. There's still gonna have to be somebody on the left to be wide, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing something here?
No, that's facts.
Yeah, and then how if it's Nkunku, then who's playing striker? You know what I mean? Like where are these guys being positioned?
Which does call for a Joao Pedro.
Yeah, but what
Joao Pedro,
even if it's Joao Pedro, where is he going to play?
He's the most left winger we have.
Okay, so you put him off the left, but then who's the striker?
It would have to be Nkunku.
So Nkunku up top, okay, or Jackson, whoever, right? Nkunku up top.
Yeah.
Jackson or
sorry. If you put Joao Pedro up front, it would have to be Jackson up front.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, if you put Joao Pedro on the left,
he's got it here. So he's got Reece, Tosin, Trev, Santos, Caicedo, Neto, Palmer, Enzo, Cucurella. Okay, but that doesn't make sense defensively, though. That doesn't make sense defensively because then you still have to have Enzo out left.
He doesn't.
That's what I was trying to say.
He's trying to do any formation not to have Jackson in the side.
Man, just typing capital letters, no Jackson.
Saying any formation except Jackson.
He won't play. Tyro Jordan's not playing this one. He's just not the level.
No, definitely not.
I wish he could, but he's not a level.
Yeah, no, this is not his league.
Definitely not the level for the Carabao Cup.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine just defensively or whatever. I think.
Hey Rob, you know what it is because a lot of people are worried. And it's
We
very
are, we,
fair.
are, we are acting like we are not a stronger team here. Like we're acting like we need to
We're stronger than
be,
Flamengo. We still
we need
got
to
part.
overcompensate.
I mean, the names will tell you that yeah, we're the stronger team, but I really think that this is going to be a difficult game. I really think that for the reasons beyond just the names on the on the paper. Like I think that energy wise, like the way like the intensity of the game is going to be high.
Yeah.
I don't know if the heat is going to be a factor. Like it's going to be played at 3 o'clock, which means it's like dead in the middle of heat. Yeah. And then also like just the energy that you're going to be getting from the fans. Like if Chelsea don't really show up in numbers, like you already know, like the Fluminense fans are going to be there in presence and they're going to be feeding off of that. So there's other things like intangibly that I think will impact this game outside of just the names on the pitch. Yes, clearly we have the more talent
And
the experience as well.
And no Cole in the team. You know I'm saying? That makes a big difference. Rob, no, don't do that. It's true. Why are you side-eyeing? Cole was important.
Yeah, sure.
I'm saying that now. I'm not going to sit here and act like I rate him to the high hills, but he's made a big difference. He's been important in the team. So him not being there makes a big difference.
Yeah, Mello, that's a good shot. That's when we're really looking to be attack-minded, that's how we play, for sure. Without doubt. Without doubt.
Yeah.
Before we go, I was going to ask about that. How do you feel about the manager? Do you feel confident he'll make, because he has had a bit of a question mark, which I asked the question earlier about the clutch moments. In big games, we haven't always performed to the best of our abilities. Man United away, Arsenal at home, we probably should have done better there. Arsenal away was poor. Man City away had the game in our hands and threw that away. Yes, the players made mistakes, but I don't think the manager helped very much. Obviously, we saw Flamengo, that was a really, I'm swearing about, a crap show. Are we confident in the manager making the right? This is a big game for many reasons. Like Dennis said, it's not because of the team on paper. Forget Real Madrid and PSG in the final. This is a big game. Like there's a lot of pressure, different pressure. If we go to the final, the pressure's not going to be on us like that. Real Madrid, PSG, we expected to win that. You can just do what you can. You lose respectively, right? This game, there's a lot of pressure for us to go through. Easier side of the draw, hot climate, Brazilian fans. Flamengo's already shown as a blueprint to beat Chelsea. So have other teams in the past in the Premier League.
Experience is on their side.
They've got the experience. Thiago Silva, obviously, etc., knows how to play against Premier League opposition because he's been there and done that. How confident are we the manager is going to get it correct? Rob, you can start.
I mean, I think people kind of, if you are sitting here today and you still not rate Maresca, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else he can do to show you that he's a quality manager, both from a man management standpoint, from a tactical standpoint, and all that. So he is. I'm not worried about him. I think he's proven enough to make tactical change and to adapt to any tactical situation, like we saw against Palmeiras. Like Palmeiras, the manager made a change at halftime. They started dominating us in numbers in midfield. He switched the system, play with both full-on wingers and brought in a false nine to kind of drop in midfield and compensate and compensate for the lack of numbers. And we regained control of the game after that. And so again, for people that still doubt Maresca, I just think it's their own bias, or again, they're stuck in the, oh my God, we used to have Tuchel and Mourinho, now we have a championship manager. For those, even if he wins us the league, they will still doubt him, and there's nothing you're gonna do. But as for me, I think he's a quality manager. I think he's gotten us here so far. Every objective we've set in this season we've achieved, and now we're about to potentially reach the final of the Club World Cup. I mean, if you're told anybody that at the beginning of the season, they would have snatched your hand off. Like top 4 Conference League and final of the Club World Cup. I mean, which Chelsea fan wouldn't have taken that at the beginning of the season?
Of course.
And people still have doubts because we went to a rough patch in the middle of the season, or because he didn't start Andre Santos, or because he's still playing Gusto, He knows what he's doing. If he plays Gusto, it's for a reason. If he didn't start Andre Santos, it is for a reason. Trust the man that the manager knows what he's doing, man. Like nobody. I think most of us on Twitter or on these spaces are not better managers. Are not better.
Not even close. What are you talking about?
So you can come here and say, well, he should do this. He should do that. First of all, he trains with this player every day. He knows he interacts with them every day. You don't know them. You interact with them. You don't know the quality.
Let me just stop you right there. Hold on. Don't even think that like any of these tacticos that are online or like they can't even manage the youth squad. They can't even manage the youth squad. Like we have better managers in the youth teams than we have. Like let's be real here, right? Like I call myself couch critic because it's a cynical name. Like I talk that shit all the time, but like I'm not anywhere near. Like I sit on my couch and watch football rather than like be in the actual. You know what I mean? I'm not in the actual trenches, like figuring this stuff out, you know, like these decisions that these guys are making, they're not just like making them willy nilly. Like there's a lot of calculations that come into what they do, you know. So
there's a lot of analysis, there's a lot of studying that goes through every single game, every single selection. And so when you come here and say he's a bad manager because he didn't start Andre Santos, well, you didn't see Andre Santos in training. He always a bad manager because he picked Gusto. Well, when he picks Gusto, we tend to win anyways. And even when Gusto is bad, we tend to pull our result when he pick Gusto. So people can do this and do that. And
Gusto's been more bad than good this year. Let's just be real.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. But there is a reason why he keeps picking Gusto. And so we sit here and say, well, he's a bad manager because he picked Gusto. Well, you don't know exactly what he looks. Maybe he doesn't care for what Gusto does in possession. Maybe he cares more for what Gusto does out of possession. Then
that's the other problem too, though. Both sides of the ledger have been a problem for me, like defensively and in. Like I kid you not. Like there was one instance in the last game, like we're lucky not to be punished, where I think he got caught out, and then he was directing traffic. He was telling who was on the right that time. I think it was Chalaba to go out wide, and he was supposed to cover in the middle. And he didn't even track the runner. Like he told Chalaba to go out wide, and then he left the middle open. He didn't track the runner that Chalaba was supposed to be running. And I was just like, what are you doing, man? You're telling him to go out wide, and then you're not covering the space. It was bad. But like anyway, we weren't punished. Like if we were punished, you would guarantee that would have been highlighted a little bit more closely. But you know, that's just how things go. Like we only really analyze things that lead to goals rather than the mistakes that are made even in situations where we don't concede, and for me, Gusto kills me in that. He kills me.
No, he hasn't been the best. But I think there is a reason why Maresca. I think his understanding of Maresca of what the system requires and what Maresca asks of him. I think he does it, especially out of possession. Especially when we're in possession, whether he inverts like the space he occupies and stuff. Like you will find him, he plays 1-2 and is in acres of space. Like there's a reason why he's in acres of space, even though the pass won't come off. But the fact that he's made himself the movement to get in acres of space, probably that Maresca rates that more than the misplaced passes. And so I just think people need to calm down.
He gets into space because nobody accounts for him in the final third. Like, why would you? He can't do anything on the ball. He forces people to start. I'm being real. Like he doesn't really offer anything in the final third. So why, if you can take away the space for the likes of like Delap or like Cole Palmer and cheat off of Gusto, why wouldn't you do that?
But you saw the Delap goal, right? The goal that Delap scored. I don't know who was it against Tunis, I believe.
Tunis.
He was up top, and he like his tenacity, the fact that he counter pressed, won the ball back, and then we scored off of it. The goal I believe that is it KDH or Neto that scored it. Like he's the one that came and intercepted the pathway for Di Maria to allow Cancelo to recover the ball. Those little things there, and we score off of that. Those little things there, I think it's what more like he might have had the stinkiest game. But he recovered the ball and as give it to Enzo. Enzo give it to Delap and we scored. Went there and intercepted or cut off Di Maria, allow Cancelo to recover the ball, and Cancelo plays the ball to Neto and we score. Like those little things, I think people don't highlight those very much, and I think we absolutely rate those little things.
That's fair. That's a good point.
But just because he done some good doesn't mean it takes away from the bad. Because he's the reason why He's one of the reasons why we conceded 2 of the same goals in 3 minutes against Flamengo. That's his fault. Exactly. So it's not when you're playing at an elite level, it's not necessarily, oh wait, even though you lost the ball 10 times and you got this bad tackle and they led to this goal, you got an assist. It doesn't cancel out. When you're an elite footballer at the highest level, you got to be consistent 99% of the time.
That's what my catch thing.
You know what I'm saying? What they say?
Take what I say with a grain of salt, obviously. It's true. It's true. Like he's
That's
basically
ironic.
highlighted
That's
exactly what I
irony,
was just saying.
Massive
Like,
irony.
take what I say from a guy that sits on his couch and just muses football. But yes, Maresca.
The name is a pun, guys, and there was
I'm not shying away from that. I'm not shying away from that in any way.
This is funny though. This is funny.
You know?
That's a funny comment.
For sure. For sure.
Hey, listen. Hey, Robert, your guys from Washington are backing you up. Man, still gonna get you evidence. You know what I'm saying?
What happened? Oh yeah.
This guy's from Washington, man. You know, my boy.
DC. Shout out to Mr. DC. Shout out to Mr. DC, man.
His name is Couch Critic. Come on. Log on the lights. 100% we're getting the live now. The game does start in 2.5 hours. So we're going to get lineups pretty soon. Make sure everyone gets ready for it. In the UK, there's work days done, so we can go gym or what you want to do, cook. For you, you've got to work a bit and see the game during the day. Where you are, what time is the match for you? You said 3 p.m.
3 p.m., yeah.
Okay. And for you, Rob, it's at 12.
Noon. Yes.
Noon, midday. For me, it's 8 p.m. Mad thing. You're the Z. What's the score prediction for the game?
2-0.
Yeah. 3-0.
Yo, what are you man doing, bro? 2 and 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh my days. You man are doing.
You want me to come here and act like
I warned you about Flamengo. I remember saying in the chat. But I'm always negative in the chat.
First of all, we're playing Fluminense, not Flamengo.
No, but I said the Flamengo game. I think Rob did his book it, and we ended up losing. And then in the rest, Rob, shall I say what you said? You were like, "Oh yeah, we had a bad game." You were meant to book it, and I'm meant to believe you. Even CB, yeah.
What do you got? Okay, enough with this now. What do you have as your prediction?
Oh yeah, I was actually going to deflect there. Cool, yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. After saying all that, what are you going to say?
I'm not getting clipped. Chat, you let me know your predictions as well. I'm going to leave a prediction.
If you don't predict at least a draw, you are a fraud. Like you got to predict a draw because you think it's going to be a hard game. Predict a draw then.
No, I am going to predict. You're right.
I dare you.
I was actually going to predict a draw.
Damn. What?
You know what?
So those are penalties?
Couch, I don't like predicting online. I don't know what it is. It's just a bad.
Neither do I, but you asked me.
It's just a bad thing. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's like, it sounds arrogant.
So why did you ask us then? Why did you ask us?
Because you guys are more confident than me. I'll give you credit.
I'm not confident. I already told you what the stumbling blocks are.
You said 2-0.
Yeah, I think that we can win 2-0. Like
based on 3-0.
So what are you saying? You keep on shooting. Cool. What are you saying?
I want to put my neck on the line, and I'm going to say we're going to beat them 1-0. Yeah?
1-0.
Tight game. We're going to win 1-0. And we're going to get through. And the final, I'm not even going to think about it until we get there.
No, don't even talk about final. Like, let's just be real here. This is going to take some doing, no doubt. But I think that the guys are going to be up for it. And, you know, I think Maresca's game plan usually produces good results. So let's just see if it comes through at this point.
What I miss? You missed the whole show, buddy. We're about to end it. You know what I'm saying? But the timestamps. You know what I'm saying? First things first, Couch Critics channels below in the description, the guest handles part. So is Rob's Twitter as well. Get them to a respective 1,000. Same as me. I think I'm like 47 away from 1.8K. So let's make sure we do that. Love for everyone in here. It's quite a lot of you in here. I get it. Chelsea preview's fun and all that. But people take their time up. So respect them. Do you know what I'm saying? Myself, oh man. Don't worry about it, buddy. Get to see it at the MetLife Stadium. Don't get to like and subscribe.
Oh, you know what I mean? Just stop, man. Please.
No time said you don't predict. You put them on the spot and you give a vanilla 2 contest. What do you mean? I never said 2-2. I said 1-0, bro. Robert, start a channel.
You know what? look, sometimes you gotta know the things that you're good at and what you're not good at. I do not have the patience.
You know what?
But I do not have the commitment, energy, and patience to start his channel and be patient enough to watch it grow. I will come and chat Chelsea with chairs all day long, but yeah, I have massive respect for people that actually have the YouTube channels and are growing it, because I personally I can't do it. I just can't see myself doing it, and I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not good at. That's one of the things I probably won't be good at.
That is a very fair, real statement to make. It's really, Arts Couch is difficult to do all the time. It's very, very difficult. That's why I stopped for a little bit.
I respect people. I respect you lot that do it. Because I just can't see myself doing it. Like I would make 2 videos, and then after that I'd be like, you know
what, Rob? I'll give you credit. I find it intriguing how on Twitter you can encapsulate so many people. That's a skill in itself. So everyone, you're right. Everyone's got their own thing. Maybe I can do it more with my voice. You're really good at writing and getting people's attention that way. So everyone's got their own thing, right? But at the end of the day, it's about supporting each other regardless. So Rob's Twitter's below. Couch does his YouTube. Critical, ironically, whether you think it is or not. Me as well, I do my thing. So we'll end off here. Hopefully Chelsea win. It's up to Chelsea, and they've got to say that. 2.5 hours time, we're going to see if we make it to the final of the Club World Cup. Like, subscribe. We'll see you all tomorrow.